Hey, everybody, I want to talk about the Social Security report that came out that is produced for Congress every single year. And they go in and talk to Congress and they tell them what's going on with the Social Security program. And I'm seeing so many doomsdayers out there saying, oh, the sky's falling, the Social Security is going to be gone. Look, if you really look at this report, you look at the actuarial numbers, you understand what is going on with Social Security, it's not that scary. So let's look at exactly what was said. First thing we need to understand, the asset reserves, meaning the big pile of money in the accounts under the name of Social Security. And there's two different forms of that. One's disability, one's a regular fund. But that being said, the combined trust accounts declined by $41 billion. And that sounds like a lot of money. But in 2023, at the end of the year, that account still had 2.788 trillion with a T dollars in it. Okay, so a decline of 41 billion, tiny little bit. Okay, so we need to understand why it declined, and we need to understand the numbers that are going into all of this. Total income was $1.351 trillion in 2023. Where did the income come from? Okay, well, first thing is payroll tax. Payroll tax, $1.233 trillion came in from payroll taxes. 51 billion in taxation on the benefits. You know, when you get paid Social Security, you got to pay taxes on that. And they get allocated that money. And then $67 billion in interest on that $2.7 trillion of money that they have. They get paid interest on that. Okay. Well, with only $1.351 trillion worth of income, they spent on benefits they were paying out 1.392. And that's where the $41 billion difference came from. Scary? Sure. Nobody likes spending more than they make. So let's look even further. The next part of this, the total annual cost of the program, look, it's been exceeding its income since 2021. It's projected to exceed the income in 2024. It's exceeded the non-interest income since 2010. So we've just been edging and edging and edging as more people retire than pass away. Right? The more people that are retiring, the more benefits we're paying out, the less people are dying, the longer they're living, the more we got to pay out there. And that's why these numbers are happening. We have an enormous retirement class called the baby boomers. We're nearing the end of that tidal wave of people retiring. And at some point they will, linger on and start passing away more than people we have retiring. So the year when combined trust fund reserves are projected to become depleted, if we do nothing, is 2035. And this is the scary one that everybody's putting out there. Oh no, the funds, it's going to be gone, it'll be bankrupt. But no, that's not the point. Remember, we've got the tax income coming in. We've got the, we're not going to have interest if that 2.7 trillion goes to zero, but we still have $1.3 trillion of income coming in, okay? And that can afford to pay 83% of the benefits out there. Okay, well, we don't like that either. So first off, when we say that it's going bankrupt in 2035, it actually calculated out to 2034 last year. So we've actually improved the numbers. That's not much. I know, I get it, but the numbers are actually improving. So this is important for a perspective that is a non-doomsdayer perspective. First of all, it can go bankrupt, but they still have all the income to pay 83% without having the savings to bolster it. So if we run out of savings, well, honestly, all they got to do is just increase the tax on the Social Security tax out there a little bit. And when I say a little bit, look, those that are retired or heading off into retirement, who cares if they're taxing those poor working people, right? So older people don't really care. And who's running this country? Well, it's usually older, rich people that are making the rules here. So nobody's in a big hurry to make the change on this. Nobody wants to add taxation, but to be real honest, let's understand at the base problem of this, our $2.7 trillion is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And supposedly in 2035, that fund will go down to zero and we will be able to pay 83% of the existing benefits. But at that point, the baby boomers have all retired and they're going to start dying off more than we're going to have new people collecting Social Security in retirement, which is the primary amount of money that we're spending out there. So there's a few more things that we have to understand. There were about 67 million beneficiaries at the end of the calendar year. Okay, so with 67 million people were receiving these benefits. And again, this tidal wave of retirees, the inflow is slowing down. 183 million had earnings covered, meaning there's 183 million people out there working and paying into the Social Security system. Okay, that are paying the benefits of 67 million. That's how this works, right? The projected actuarial deficit on a 75-year study. This is these math geeks. Some people call me a spreadsheet geek. These are like me tenfold. They really go through and look at this, and the only difference is about 3.5% of taxable payroll. Okay, which last year calculated at 3.6. Remember, all these numbers are actually getting a little bit better because of, just adjustments on people passing away. The pandemic lowered the amount of people out there and a few people passed away. So the reality is imagine this. Nobody does anything. Add a little 3.5% tax to the Social Security, bump that one tax rate up, and they've fixed the problem. So they kind of know that that's their little quick fix later in life. The cost of $7.2 billion to administer Social Security programs. So this was just administrative costs, $7.2 billion. Well, understand that's 0.5% of what they're dealing with. So in terms of how much they're managing and dealing with and sending out checks and managing that whole system, all the employees, the reality is 7.2 billion isn't that terrible. I mean, I don't like the big bloated amount of government that we have out there, but in terms of program costs, that is one of the lower program costs out there. So that's not too horrific. The combined trust fund asset reserves earned interest at only an effective rate of 2.4 in 2023. To put that into perspective, our clients are earning more like 6% in 2023. Okay, so the fixed rates that are out there, the interest that you can earn, 5-6% was very easy to find in 2023, yet our government only earned 2.4%. One way to fix this, right there. If that was earning 6%, we would be fixed. We wouldn't have any problems. Why is it not? Well, they have to change some rules on how they can invest it, certainly, but understand that this is a very easy fix right here. Just earn some more, right? That had fixed this entire problem. They only made 2.4% interest. So I want you to be aware that doomsdayers are out there. They love it. They want you to read their blogs. They want you to listen to their YouTubes. They want you to do this and do that and buy this and buy that. And, look, be careful about that doomsdayer spin. It's usually for a reason. Understand when you go to their website, they're getting paid for clicks. When you watch their videos, they're getting paid advertising dollars. So anything outlandish that grabs attention and has lots of views makes them money, okay? Numbers are improving incrementally and tiny, so little tiny adjustments that have been made have actually made some differences. So even little things like moving, we used to have a full retirement age of 65, we're moving it to 67, even if maybe they moved it to 68. These are options that incrementally help us get through this baby boomer rush that we're dealing with. 2035, they can still cover 83% of the benefits just from the tax dollars coming in from all the workforce that's out there. Okay, again, that seems to be what everybody misses. oh no, it's going bankrupt, I'm not going to get my Social Security check. Well, no, that's not how this works. No, the income coming in from the Social Security taxation that's out there can pay 83% of the benefits. Okay, so no, Social Security is not going to zero, it's not going away. They only made 2.4% interest on $2.7 trillion. I can't state how much of a difference it would make if we see, even if we went and looked at our treasuries and made, what is 10-year treasury is probably around 4%. You can get a 30-year treasury in the 5. Come on, we can do it. I don't know how we earn interest from our own debt. But the reality is we certainly could make more than 2.4% interest on that money. That being said, 3.5% payroll tax, up the payroll tax just a little bit. Make a difference in the numbers. Push this out even further. Get closer to those baby boomers dying, right? We don't have to add 3.5. We could just add 1% to that payroll tax. Okay, again, a very small tax that's already out there that we're already paying. And I hate more taxation and I want to fix this in another way, but I'm simply expressing that this Social Security is going bankrupt and nobody's doing anything about, oh, come on, really? It's going to take tiny little tweaks. A 1% adjustment to taxation pushes this down the road even further. And then the baby boomers start dying off more than they're adding new people. And the amount of people we're paying these benefits to is going to shrink very quickly. So we gotta understand that Social Security is not in that much trouble. It's an easy fix. I'd be more worried about Medicare. There's plenty of other things to worry about out there. But Social Security is pretty easily fixed in an overnight little tweak, all right? So I'm not a doomsdayer. I don't think, even if they do nothing, I know how they can fix it in 2035. But I also think they're going to tweak a couple of little things here along the way, just some little things, like maybe add a little bit of a tax to the Social Security tax and maybe move from 67 to 68. They might move some things that'll help move the needle before 2035. And everything we can do to push it out, the last point I made here, the tidal wave of baby boomers can't live forever. I love my baby boomers. My parents are baby boomers. Most of my clients are baby boomers. But the reality is that's a huge generation that's going into retirement. And that's why this is happening. We've always known it was coming. It's very easy to calculate out. So I don't think people should be worried about their Social Security disappearing. I wanted to be the voice of reason out there. That's why I make these videos. All right. I hope that helped your perspective. And we got other things to worry about. I don't think we have to worry about Social Security. The numbers are improving, and I think there's some easy fixes out there. They're going to wait till later to make those fixes, but it will be fixed pretty easily. All right, hopefully that helps. Always happy to help out in any way, make videos. If you want different topics, shoot us comments, emails. If you want to meet with me for any reason, yourinvestmentcounselor.com. You can book 30-minute meet and greets, or just if you want to pay hourly, or if you're looking for a good financial plan, a wealth manager, somebody to help manage your situation. Always happy to help out. Our full classes, fpfeaz.org. We have a different class every month. We have 3 or 4 opportunities for you to view that class live in person. And give us a call anytime if we can help. Like, share, subscribe, do all those wonderful things. Thanks again, everybody. See you next week.